Hey, welcome in. Just doing some wood burning.
Battery low.
Oh, I should have charged that. I'll be playing it out of my phone today then. Brief interruption in music. Okay, let me turn that down. Sorry for all the shaking. Speaker died last second. You'll have to let me know if that music's too loud. Cool, I appreciate it. If you guys are new, feel free to drop a sub, drop a like. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of just a slow process, but it slowly kind of reveals itself as you go. It's kind of a process of trust, honestly. I've been doing this for a few days now on this piece, so generally they start way different than they end. So if you guys want to see from start to finish, definitely drop a sub too. This was a freehand drawing I did as well. Not my best work, but I still am a fan of him. I do lots of other kind of stuff. Slow that down. Welcome in all the new faces. If you guys aren't subbed, feel free to drop a sub. Hey, thank you, Ezra. Right now we're just shading. We got to get the foreground nice and dark, and then we're going to come back in and kind of add some shading to the sun a little, so he is a different texture. And then we're going to shade in the juice of the test tube, kind of. Sorry, words aren't coming to me right now. I'm in hyperfixation mode. A lot of it is just kind of about shadows. You can add good shadows in, the whole thing kind of looks cool. What do I do for a living? I have another job. It involves animals. I just, yeah, this doesn't really pay the bills. This is just kind of a side hobby. Hell, this doesn't even pay for groceries. Well, if you're hanging out, sure. H Edits, I appreciate you for hanging out and supporting the stream. I appreciate that. Have I ever burnt myself? I have, yes. Live on TikTok before. Not on purpose, but I just accidentally burnt myself live on TikTok. We started on TikTok. It's just TikTok lives haven't really been performing very well lately, so we're over here on YouTube lately. Not very bad. Just a minor burn. I mean, it was enough. Basically, it's enough to leave. It like cauterizes the skin almost immediately, so it like kills all nerve endings. But if you do it bad enough, you're gonna give yourself a third-degree burn. Yeah, this wood burners really aren't. You don't really need to buy a fancy one. If you search up Red's Pyro, you should be able to find me. Yeah, I have an Etsy on in the description too if you want. I have a Patreon. I have a TikTok. Yeah, if you search me on TikTok, we're almost at 10K on TikTok. Keep trying to debate what I want to do right now. Well, happy birthday tomorrow. How do you say your name? Ruan? Ron? Ron? Ruan? I'm not sure. Sorry. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Has anyone ever asked to buy my stuff? Yeah, I've made some sales on my Etsy and stuff like that. I've definitely had some people want to buy it live on stream too, but usually I like showing it off for a little bit. Kind of get some content out of it. Because, I mean, if I sell my best pieces right away, then, you know, I got no content to make and potentially draw in more people. It's so weird being an artist nowadays. You can't just be an artist. You have to be a marketer as well. If you don't market yourself, you're not going to be a very successful artist. Will you ever get a face reveal? Go over to the shorts, man. Sounds like a good afternoon or day or morning, whatever you are. We're working on a little spider test tube. Uh, you're in the morning then, so you had a morning beer going on. you guys are hanging out and you're not subbed, I'd appreciate a sub. You check out my Patreon if you want. I should really continue on the ground here. Is it easy to start up the wood burner? Yeah, I mean, you flick a switch and it's ready within 30 seconds. It's just based off electricity. Like, electricity goes through those two nodes, and then heats up to about 800 to 1,000 degrees, or even lower if you want. I mean, you can find the right outside wood. It's definitely possible, but finding one that you're going to be able to burn pretty well is going to be hard. So sometimes it's better to just hit a craft store, or like go to a craft store, see what they got, or check online. You're not going to find very good canvases outside, sadly. He's talking to me, but he doesn't realize that my silence means I'm not going to answer that. You guys got any comments, questions about wood burning? Feel free to drop them. I can give you a little bit of a close-up of what we're doing here. Essentially, we're just kind of going around in circles, kind of slowly darkening it up in areas that are kind of light. Like if you can rewind it, you can see just how much darker it's come in this little bit of us running around in circles. Sometimes it's hard to immediately see its progress, but it's pretty noticeable when you look back. Really need to start shading up there. That's why I'm so ADHD. I hop up and down all around the piece just to figure out where I want to go. See, I did it again. I look over and I see something I want to do, and I hop right over. My ADHD is so bad. An axe spider. I mean, that's a sick idea. I'll probably take a break from spiders for a little bit. Do a couple pieces without spiders. I've done a lot of them. It's my go-to. It's so easy to add legs to something that's like spider legs. I wanted to do a test tube little monster today, or this week, and I was like, how do I make him a monster then? And I was like, okay, I add spider legs. If you guys are hanging out, feel free to tap that like button. Don't have many of our regulars in today. Hey, welcome in. If you guys got any questions about wood burning or anything, let me know. Give you a little close up here. You can kind of see what we're doing underneath this rim here to kind of add some depth in. No worries. Have a good day, Slicer. How do I make it so smooth? It's just the bit you use. I'm actually probably going to go into the back and make it even darker off stream. It's just a little monotonous on stream, but I want this like twice as dark to kind of add in the contrast. Because basically, as dark as we can make this, the better the contrast will look. How long do the elements last? What do you mean? I mean, when you seal the piece, I mean, I can see my pieces lasting decades. They don't fade, they don't do anything like that. The wood's not still alive, so it's not going to change. I mean, hypothetically, if my piece was taken care of, it probably could last over 100 years with good. Oh, these guys, honestly, if you buy the good pieces, they last a while. I used to break them a lot when I bought really cheap pieces, but I bought ones that were tiny bit more expensive, and they were just made with better metal, and I barely ever break them anymore. But yeah, they do. Because they're heating up to like 800 degrees, and if you put too much pressure, if you do anything like that, they can snap. So you do have to be careful. When you heat up metal, it becomes very malleable. Um, kind of. I mean, so most wood burners, if you buy a decent one that's not like cheap, I mean, they come very cheap, but you could, if you bought one that was like 40, $50 US, um, They usually come with temperature dials, and you can put it like mine goes from 250 degrees up to 800. Um, there are ones that go even higher than that. There are ones, I mean, but generally wood's going to start burning around 250. So you don't necessarily need different wattages. You just need one that has temperature control. I'm a bit of a weirdo, and I use high heats for just about everything. I treat it like a giant game of hot potato, is usually what I say. You basically never want to let your bit stay still for too long, or it's going to burn too dark. So it's just constantly moving it around. I mean, you can always try, man. You really don't have to sell yourself out. I'm an advocate that anyone can be an artist. You just gotta have the drive. Like, if you want to be an artist, you can do it. That's really all you need. People say being an artist is expensive. No, it's not. You can go to the bank and get a free pen. Get some paper at the store for a couple dollars. Someone on the streets can do that. Not advocating for that. People shouldn't be on the streets. Where do I want to go now? Ideally, when I add the background darker, I'll be able to shade the sun a little bit to kind of give it a secondary contrast from the rest. Because ideally, the stuff we don't burn is the stuff that's our piece that we're drawing attention to. Feel free to drop any questions if you guys have any. Probably won't be a super long stream today. Hey, thank you, Littlest Cthulhu. I like your name. No, I draw it straight onto the piece of wood. I freehand it. All my pieces are basically freehands. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, you can even see some of like the pencil marks still there if you look close enough, so. Nope. I mean, ideally, I should decrease the heat to do the shadows, but what I'm doing is just moving extra fast. The longer I spend on one part of the piece, the darker it's going to get. And if I want it dark, I'm going to slow down like I'm doing right now. So it's really all about speed. If you can control your speed, you don't really have to control the heat. About 3 years, 4 years. Do I have more art? Well, I do other stuff other than just wood burning. I've done some soldering. I've done some other stuff like that, kind of like that, soldering on a shell. I also used to whittle a little and stuff like that. I do sell all my art. My Etsy's down in the description. But I have like 150 different designs. So if you want to see more of my art, definitely check out my Etsy. I have a lot of these. I have even the small guys are for sale. They're like $15. So if you see those guys up in the corner and you don't have very much of a budget, you can always get the small ones. Helps support the channel. Do you use like a cover? So basically, what I use is polyacrylic. It's a polyacrylic spray, and it's basically acrylic coated. It's water based. So it soaks in more than just the surface. So it's different than just painting something on. Because it's water based, it'll actually soak in and basically turn the whole front into being like acrylic. So they're very hard. Water would just beat up on top of it and just fall off. Welcome in, Rat Skull. What's my favorite thing to draw? Probably bugs, creatures, things that don't exist. Basically everything I draw is a monster in some form, if not like a knockoff monster of something that exists, like a spider. Um, so yeah, I guess that would be my favorite thing to draw. I don't like this song. Sorry, I made it disconnected there. Hit the wrong button trying to change the music. Nope, my brain. I am. I mean, a lot of what I see, a lot of my monsters come from like nightmares and stuff I have. Um, but also it's just my chronic illnesses are it's inspiration behind the darkness behind it too. So I don't know. There's a lot, but yeah, I suffer from a chronic pain condition, so pain is a big part of a lot of my work. Thank you, Art Girl. Welcome in. We're probably going to shade the sun a little bit just to kind of give it some contrast, but I think I want to make the background a little darker first, but that may be done off stream. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one today. I got to go to work soon. Picking up extra hours. Do I have a favorite piece I've made? I have many. I mean, one of my favorites is the guy that's under this. Let's see if I can pull him off. There you go. That guy's one of my favorites. Little beach creature. I work with animals. I don't really want to be specific. Don't want to dox myself, but I am just someone that works with animals. I feel like that's broad enough that I can feel comfortable saying that. Any favorite animal? Exotics. I really like birds and snakes. But if I had to pick like exotic, like big animal that I can't pet, crocodiles or beavers. I really like beavers for some reason. I don't know why. They're just adorable to me. I'm not even a rodent guy. Like I'm a snake guy, so I'm not really a rodent guy. But um, for some reason, beavers are just hilarious, and I love them. You can pet crocodiles, yes, technically, but should you? I don't know. I don't know if crocodiles A want to be pet and B if you're going to be having a hand later. Capybaras is a good one. Those hyraxes are hilarious. I mean, I even like the grumpy cats sometimes, as long as they're not like straight up jerks. Little grumpy cats are kind of funny. I like trying to piss them off. Maybe I'm the problem. I roughhouse with cats, anyways. I like being a menace with cats, so maybe that's why. I appreciate you, Jack. Have a good day. Yeah, a lot of cats are laid back. I would say the general majority of cats are pretty laid back. But there's enough out there that aren't very laid back that they sour the bunch. Cats are also devastations on the ecosystem. Bro does love eyes. Basically, from the very beginning, even some of my most early work, kind of like this guy here, he's pretty simple and basic. Even I was like, how can I make things creepy that aren't creepy? And so I just started adding eyes and spider legs to shit. I do like larvae as well. I like bugs. I like insects. I like all that kind of stuff. Well, thank you, Big Ad. I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Art Girl. Probably be wrapping it up here shortly anyway. Thank you, Wisdo. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I need to set a different color to the sun just to kind of get some contrast between these two layers. After I get this completely black like I want, I will probably do that in the next stream. We'll see if I have effort to do this tonight. Yeah, I want to get this twice as dark, this twice as dark, and then this like half as dark. Or twice as dark. I don't know. You get what I mean. But if you can see, you can get it a lot darker if you just kind of pack it in there. It's still got a lot of patchiness to it. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I think that's a good stopping point for right now. I appreciate everyone that's hung out, and I will probably be back on tomorrow. So if you guys want to catch me, hop on tomorrow, drop a sub, you'll get notified. But yeah, we will start shading some more. Hopefully I finish this. If not, maybe we'll even do it on stream. I don't know. We shall see. I appreciate you guys. If you want to hang around, drop a sub, drop a like. But I'm out of here.